If you recently witnessed squirting on film or Earl and want some answers, or you're simply curious following a humble brag you heard in the locker room, we have good news for you. The rumors are all true. Squirting, also known as female ejaculation, although you don't have to identify as female to enjoy it, is entirely possible. And better yet, with a few tweaks and tips, you can learn how to make a woman squirt too. Say what? That's right, folks. While not as common or as easy to achieve as it is for men, women can also ejaculate fluids from their urethra for sexual pleasure purposes too, and squirting is real. What is squirting? For many men and women included, squirting is still something of a mystery. Where does the liquid come from? What does it feel like? And crucially, is it just pee? Opinion is divided, but recent studies suggest that squirting is technically neither urine or ejaculate. According to a 2021 literature review, the fluid is a mixture of several components, believed to come from the skein glands, often loosely referred to as the female prostate. When squirting or gushing happens, a large amount of clear water-like fluid is expelled from the urethra. But unlike in porn, squirting can be more of a gentle gush or a small trickle, rather than a geyser-like action. To make a girl squirt, all you need is lube, luck, sex toys, and a willing partner. But before we get started, don't forget that sex is a two-way street. While you can certainly help your partner reach orgasm, it is not your sole responsibility to make her squirt like a fire hydrant. We have a few techniques you can try together that will point you in the right direction, but the truth is, unless your partner has already worked out how to do it all by herself, ask her. You can't fast-track your way to squirt town. Work as a unit and make pleasure your main objective, so that spunky expulsions become a bonus rather than the main event. Set the scene. As with any sexual encounter, intimacy, sensuality, and passion are all essential slices of the pie. Feeling relaxed will also get you both closer to the goal, so make sure you set the scene before you start digging around in her vagina. Light candles, play sexy music, kiss passionately, and focus on the journey, not the destination. Adjust your expectations. High expectations are likely to sabotage your squirt plans by making you both tense and unrelaxed. This will distract you from enjoying sex and the sensations that are the best part of sex. The goal of sexual experiences should always be fun and pleasure. Amen to that. Communicate your desires. We shouldn't have to point this out, but consent is key. So, do make sure you're both on board with the concept of squirting before you proceed. Communication is important, but it can be sexy too, so connect with one another to ensure you're always on the same page. If you're feeling shy, try whispering your wants and desires to her. Prep your surroundings. Sex is supposed to be messy, so if you're serious about squirting, now is not the time to get precious about your soft furnishings. However, the amount of fluid varies from person to person. Some women might release a teaspoonful, while others can soak a whole bedsheet. If you're concerned about losing your rental deposit, chuck a towel down before you get stuck in. More foreplay, please. Foreplay is crucial and should be the bedrock of all sexual encounters. If you're new to the concept, gently nibble her neck and kiss her all over. Build things up slowly from there until eventually you're stimulating her clitoris with your mouth, fingers, or a sex toy. If you need a helping hand, this finger vibe is a great way to get her in the mood. Familiarize yourself with the female anatomy. Effective squirting typically requires a combination of G-spot and clitoral stimulation, but every woman is different, so experimentation is key. For the uninitiated, the G-spot is an area that sits just inside the front vaginal wall. It feels textured and often swells up as she becomes aroused. However, instead of hunting for a specific button, you'll save yourself a whole lot of hassle if you get her to tell you, or better yet, show you, what feels good. Work your magic. Once you've established what she likes and you're both good and turned on, it's time to start the party. With your palm facing upwards, insert 2 fingers, adding lube if necessary, and make a beckoning motion inside her vagina. Use tapping, stroking, and caressing movements on and around her G-spot, all the while following cues from her about what feels good. Use sex toys. G-spot stimulation alone is unlikely to yield any fluids, so a clit stimulation sex toy can be a fun addition to playtime and will boost your chances of achieving the desired results. Bring your favorite toys out to play. Blindfolds can also help your partner focus more on all the sensations. Teamwork makes the dream work. You are more likely to make your girlfriend squirt if she's playing an active role in the proceedings, so encourage her to alternately squeeze and bear down on your fingers until she starts to tingle. However, what works for one woman might be uncomfortable for another, so keep checking in with her regularly. If plugging away for 40 minutes fails to reap even a single droplet of squirt, have a rest and try again later. Pace yourself. For most people, squirting only occurs once the G-spot area becomes engorged. So, when it starts to swell, don't stop. Maintain a steady pace and keep the same finger motion and pressure going. Once you've hit that sweet spot, keep stimulating it. Your partner may feel a tingling sensation once you have started to hit the G-spot, almost like they're going to urinate. But be patient. If it doesn't happen this time, keep using the skills you've learned and take your time. Don't stress. While stimulating the G-spot area may help her to squirt, there are no guarantees. It's important to remember that women's experiences of ejaculation vary a lot, so what's normal for one could be very different to another. There isn't one medical fail-safe way of making ejaculation occur. It's about working out what works for the individual, and often this comes through lots of trial and error.